Hi, today I'm going to talk about two of the famous point combinations from Wang Ju-Yi and how they can be used within the framework of the balance method. Dr. Wang Ju-Yi became famous because of his applications of the channel theory, and maybe mostly known for his book Applied Channel Theory, which he wrote in partnership with Dr. Jason Robertson. Well, channel theory is very important for acupuncture, and it's on the basis of modern techniques like the balance method. And in my opinion, it's the best way to think when you're an acupuncturist. In most schools, we're taught to think in Zhang Fu, and this is a great reasoning for herbal therapy, but for acupuncture, I think we can get much better results when applying channel theory. And if you can take the theory from Dr. Wang Ju-Yi and apply it within the framework of something as practical as the balance method, you can improve your results hugely. And today I'm going to analyze two very famous point combinations from Dr. Wang Ju-Yi. I'm going to tell you how he used these combinations and why these combinations were so important. And then I'm going to show you how to apply them within a global balance from the balance method. So stay until the end, because I will talk about a clinical case and how we can use these points in practice. If you like the techniques that I talk about in my videos, check out the links below where you can see all the courses I have available. I have courses in Portuguese and in English, so check them out and start learning today. And the first point combination that I'm going to talk about is a combination between lung 5 and spleen 9. This is widely known as Wang Ju-Yi's combination to move the qi. Dr. Wang Ju-Yi tells us that this combination is very useful when we have counterflow of qi to solve it, and also to move qi, particularly within the tai-yin. This can be particularly useful for dampness, because if you think about it, within the tai-yin we have the lung and we have the spleen. And when we have stagnation of qi within the spleen, we get accumulations of dampness. So these points can be used to move the qi, but also to fight dampness within the tai-yin. And why is this point combination so good to work the tai-yin and to move the qi? Well, first, if you think about what makes the qi move according to Chinese medicine theory, the qi moves because of the flow of the lung. So, by working the lung, you're stimulating the flow of qi. When working its pair within the tai-yin, the spleen, you're also helping the lung do its job. You're also working specifically on the dampness because you're working the spleen. And when thinking about the tai-yin, we're actually working the mother-child relationship, because the earth is the mother of the metal, and we have that the spleen, part of the earth, is interacting with the lung, which is part of the metal. So by using them together, you're using the mother to feed the child, so the earth to feed the metal, or the spleen to strengthen the lungs. And if you're used to thinking about things in a balance method perspective, we know that channels within the tai-yin treat each other. This is system number one. Lung treats spleen and spleen treats lung. So this combination works according to traditional Chinese medicine theory, but also within the balance method framework. And therefore, this makes it an amazing combination. And now let's look at a second point combination from Wang Ju-Yi that I brought you today. And this is stomach 36 and large intestine 11. This is one of Wang Ju-Yi's combinations for digestive problems. And it's easy to see why. We know that stomach 36 is one of the best points to treat the stomach. But if we look a bit further into this combination, you can see that we're working within the Yang Ming, which is also very important for the digestive process. And we're working with two earth points. Stomach 36 is the earth point of the stomach meridian, and large intestine 11 is the earth point of the large intestine meridian. So we're working with both of the earth points. We know that earth is always related to digestion within the Yang Ming channels, which are also very important for digestion. So both of these points are amazing for digestive problems, and when working together, they're even better. And again, if you think about the balance method reasoning behind it, Yang Ming channels treat each other. So the stomach balances the large intestine and the large intestine balances the stomach. But I want to bring you even a bit further, and for that, come with me and analyze this clinical case. This was a 39-year-old female patient, and she came to the clinic complaining of digestive problems. Her main complaints were a very slow digestion, bloating after meals. She also suffered from acid reflux sometimes, constipation, and lately she had been having a loss of appetite. So she was never hungry, she never wanted to eat. When analyzing the patient, both the symptoms and what I could see on the patient, we could see that there was a lot of stagnation around the stomach, but you didn't see any heat. You could see dampness, you could see chi stagnation, you could see that her stomach and spleen were not working as they should, but there were no major signs of heat. It's very important when thinking about the relationship of stomach-spleen to see if there's heat present. Usually it is a problem relating to the Yang Ming. The Yang Ming is very prone to giving you heat-related problems. When there's more dampness without heat, it's usually more related to spleen and to the Tai Yin. In this case, we could see that her major problem was chi stagnation within the Tai Yin, but of course the stomach was affected because you had the bloating, you had acid reflux, so we had to treat the Yang Ming. We also had some problems related to the intestine because she was suffering from constipation, but again there were no signs of heat. This was just a lack of movement. So what I wanted to do here was to make the chi move and try to solve this dampness. And if you think about the points that I talked before I started talking about the clinical case, you can see that they have indications for exactly this. But if you work with the balance method, you can also think about these points within the image. So let's do our 1, 2, 3 and see if we can arrive at the same points as Wang Ju-Yi would. Affected channels, as I told you, we have mainly the spleen, but also to some extent the stomach. So we could do a balance between the Tai Yin and the Yang Ming to balance these two channels, and we could get something like this. On the upper body we could have lung plus large intestine, and on the lower body stomach plus spleen. Classic Tai Yin Yang Ming balance. But now let's think about the points according to the location. Well, the main problems are around her abdomen, so we would be using points from the elbows and from the knees. Aren't the point combinations that we've just studied from Wang Ju-Yi exactly in these locations? So, by combining the points that we've just studied, lung 5, large intestine 11, stomach 36, and spleen 9, so by combining these 4 points, we're using the indications from Wang Ju-Yi's applied channel theory at the same time as using the indications from Dr. Tan's balance method. And that's why this treatment is so amazing for digestive problems when you don't have signs of heat. It can also work when there's heat present, but usually we have to tweak it a little bit. But for qi stagnation problems affecting the middle jiao, in particular the stomach, this is an amazing treatment. And what were the results we got with this patient? Well, as I told you, she came to the clinic with these symptoms, and this was her first time doing acupuncture. So I only used these 4 points. First, because I thought that this would probably be enough to get a good result, but also because I didn't want to use too many needles on someone that was unused to acupuncture, So I wanted to make their experience as good as possible, so they would return, obviously. When the patient comes for the second appointment, she was surprised and almost in shock. So, how did you feel during this week? And she was, well, I felt great. No bloating, my intestine is still slow but a lot better than usual, no acid reflux. And I said, okay, perfect, we'll keep on with the treatment. But then she looks at me sideways and goes, is this supposed to be this fast? This makes no sense to me. And I laughed and said, yeah, well, modern acupuncture is usually very fast acting. We don't always get 100% results on the first session, but we're used to getting good results and see improvement in real time in every session. And that's what happened in her case. We did a total of 4 sessions until all the symptoms were resolved. That patient is still coming to the clinic for different reasons, but the digestive problems were solved within 4 sessions or within a month, being that after the first session, all the symptoms were greatly reduced. This is the magic of acupuncture, and this is why I've been trying to spread the word as much as I can for the last 10 years with my YouTube channel, with my in-person classes, because I think that us acupuncturists need to learn techniques like applied channel theory, like the balance method, like master tongue acupuncture, because they're just more effective than the classical acupuncture that just focuses on Zhang Fu. As acupuncturists, I think we need to focus on the channels and act on the channels. And if you do that, I guarantee that you will see an improvement in your results, you will see quicker results, and your patients will thank you for it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with anyone that might benefit from it. And I'll see you in the next one.